wait till the day that I can actually understand it like a story. Like, boy, will that be great. That's very made for these days.
Oh,
It's good. It's good because now I can look at things and know what the heck I'm talking about. So, no, it was really nice because I was wanting to, not a replacement necessarily, but find something to get me in a space where, I used to get from meditating or going to church or going to the temple or, doing really heartfelt prayers or like ceremonies out in the elements, like, or, some people, whatever they call them. And I haven't really been able to like tap into that place. Like this whole week, I've been getting closer, probably to the life that I've wanted than any other time, in the last, probably easily 1 year for sure, 1 year and a half. Just because I've been so caught up in, 3D regular job work and things that you can't, it's almost impossible to unwind from that life and then hop into the other one and then go back to the other. Like it was very hard. It almost makes you feel, crazy. Like you're just hopping from world to world to world to world. It's very hard to switch. So anyways, yeah, it was really nice. Like I came home, I tried to like really focus and just go, okay, like what, give me some direction, which I haven't felt very, impressed by intuition or anything like that for a long time. So I was able to just go, where should we go with this? Or what can I contribute? What ideas can I contribute? So I started writing an intro, which I really liked. It was kind of cool. It's almost, it just gave me direction. It wasn't a mission statement, but kind of, it kind of said like, like when you're summarizing, you state in the beginning, like, we're going to do this, this, and this, and then I was like, okay, that gives me some direction on where I'm going. And then I started, kind of came up with some subject matter. And so I went to go I sent you a little snapshot of this book that I love. And so I picked the one chapter and I was like, all right, this is great. And then I found myself working backwards, and it was interesting to see like where on the humanity timeline was my interest or where did I think like we should start? Because I kind of thought we were further ahead, but I went back about 2 chapters before where I thought we were at. Like I really, was feeling like the millennium, like that's where my interest was and what I, started reading up on, which even made me think to go, get the book and like start studying things. And then when I looked at all the chapter headings, I was like, oh, actually, here's like the second coming of Jesus that I could definitely use some information on, and easily a representation of the world, and just how, like, where their knowledge level is at. There's some people who just think they just know so much about everything. Well, that's great. You studied some books and stuff, but unless heaven touched down and told you, yeah, sir, you got it right, like, you don't know. And so I'm more on the childlike innocent side where I just don't have the information. I just know what I naturally know. And then, I'd love to start learning stuff like this. And so there was the second coming of Jesus. And then right before that was like the signs. Like what are the signs? Everybody has their idea. I see all of these different people talking about the signs, what's coming. And so I just thought it'd be really cool. If I was going to learn it from someone, you're probably a good person to run it past and be like, well, what do you think? What do you think? Rather than me asking a teacher at church or something like that. So that was kind of one of the ideas that I came up with and thought would be really interesting. I did read about, which I didn't know, the gathering of the house of Israel. So like I'll see things like that. And my brain kind of just takes like modern day happenings and converts it into my version of what I think that means, but it's usually modern. So when I go back and actually read the chapter and find out like what it actually means after establishing what for me in modern, latter day terms, like is, it's cool. It gives me like a modern day version and an older day. Yeah, exactly. And it's almost, it's cool. Yeah, they like mirror
feeling state reference points, story reference points.
And I know they say, like, when I was taught to read scriptures and stuff, they say that, liken the scriptures unto yourself. Like, mine just works backwards. Mm-hmm. Mine is like, it's already likened, and then I go learn the story, and I'm like, hey, this is how it goes.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, a little different.
Well,
like, they say there's like 3 ways that you read the scriptures. Like, one, you read it like a story, then you read it like a help. Mm-hmm. And then the last one is like divination, but I started divination, and then I went to help, and now I'm like, antsy fingers looking forward to like, ooh, I can't wait till the day that I could actually understand it like a story. Like, boy, will that be great. So I tend to do stuff backwards, but that's all right. I was made for these days.
And that's perfect, actually. That's perfect.
So, I, like I said, I have my little notebook dedicated to, the show, and I wrote down my notes. So any other topics that you want to do, great. And then I, have my little connection, and then we can just add whatever comes in. There was a girl in my class today, because we were talking about grace and mercy, and she said a really cool thing that I liked, and I wrote it down to tell you. Let me see if I can find my book. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is it. And so she, I guess during that class, had looked up the definition of grace, and I thought it was really cool. Mm-hmm. And she said, my notes.
I like defining words or looking words up to make sure.
She said that grace was the enabling power of Christ. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was really cool. The way she explained it, the question that was there said, how has Christ's grace helped you obtain the spiritual and temporal necessities of life? And so that's the question they were answering. But I was in that class where the students were struggling to differentiate mercy and grace, and they didn't know the difference. And so when she said that, I was like, oh, that's cool. And so that enabling power, going along with, how are you taking care of spiritually, or how are you taking care of temporally? I thought that was cool.
Very
cool.
Very.
So that's what I got.
And you had a good class. The second class was good.
It was really great. Yeah, it just was so interesting how and it's again just a parallel. Well, my mind just does parallels with everything, but it was just so interesting, like just so telling of the world and the state of things and the way that things are. Like when you take people that you're making, but they feel trapped, or like this is a thing that they have to do, they have no other choice, which is true. You need to take care of yourself, and self-reliance is good, but they just feel so strapped to, like, I have to go get a job, like I need to get a job, a better job, like, and it's just about this money to take care of it. Like, what a difference, because they're just both two people. They're both humans. They have the same, they both have brains. They both have noses. They both have 2 arms. Like,
and they're both looking for something to do.
Yeah. And the other group was people who, instead of feeling enslaved, were creating ideas of things. The girl literally that was sitting next to me was saying the thing that you always see on the internet and stuff, when they say go, be the person that you needed when you were younger or whatever. Her business that she was creating was basically her seeing a need that she had in her own life, and she was now going to go make it out in the world, and all of these people, same thing. Like, there's some people who just feel, like slaves, like they have to go work for another person and do this thing that they don't necessarily really want to do because they have no other choice. And then you've got a whole other group of people that are like, we're going to go make the thing that we really want to see in the world, and they're excited about it, and they're, you know, networking and finding ways, and what a difference to see when people are doing what they want to be doing, and when they feel free and hopeful, as opposed to, you know, enslaved and downtrodden. It was cool. It was neat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have our focus groups.
Mm-hmm.
My version of, 3D and 7D.
It's so perfect in so many ways. So, like,
it's not more than I can handle, you know, but it's potent enough that it'll do the job. So I think it's good. I'm excited about it.